Hey everyone and welcome. Ever wonder what's really running under the hood of the biggest, busiest websites on the planet? Well, today we're going to crack open the NGINX Cookbook and take a look at the absolute powerhouse that runs a massive piece of the internet. Let's get into it.
So you gotta love the O'Reilly book covers, right? Always with the animals. And this one's got a lynx. But what in the world does a wildcat have to do with high-performance web infrastructure? It's a fair question, and it's a pretty cool one.
And there's your answer, NGINX. The book itself calls it this all-in-one beast, and they're not kidding. Think about it. It's your load balancer, your API gateway, your security guard. It's basically the one tool you need to handle almost everything, all while cutting down on the clutter in your infrastructure. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the absolute basics, then cook up some advanced recipes for handling traffic and boosting speed. After that, we'll lock things down with security, and finally, see how NGINX fits right into the modern cloud. Okay, Section 1. What exactly is NGINX? You know, the best way I can think to describe it, it's the Swiss Army knife for the web. Seriously, the number of things this one tool can do is just incredible. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Check out this quote. What I love about this is the focus on large architectures. This isn't just a toy for a personal blog. We're talking about a serious, heavy-duty tool that the biggest players rely on for their massive, sprawling systems. Okay, so you're probably thinking, something this powerful must be a nightmare to set up, right? Well, that's where you'd be wrong, and honestly, that's one of the best things about it. Let's look at our first recipe, just getting started. When you really boil it down, it's just 3 simple steps. You tell your system where to find the official software, you install the package, and then you check your work. That's it. It's really designed to be as painless as possible.
And checking your work, it is literally this easy. Just one simple command in your terminal. If you see a version number pop up, boom, you're done. You're officially up and running. It's that little win that gets you ready for the really cool stuff.
All right, now we get to the really fun part, the advanced recipes. This is where NGINX truly shines. We're talking about handling insane amounts of traffic and making your web apps feel lightning fast. Okay, so one of the biggest jobs NGINX has is load balancing. You know, making sure no single server gets swamped with requests. Let's look at 2 big ways it does this. First, there's IP hash. Think of it like this. It makes sure you always go back to the same cashier at the grocery store. This is super important when the server needs to remember who you are, like when you've got stuff in a shopping cart. Then you've got round robin. That's way simpler. It's just next in line, please. Sending traffic to the next available server. It's all about picking the right tool for the right situation.
And you know, speed is everything, right? That's where caching comes in. Instead of your server doing the same work over and over again, NGINX just holds on to a copy and serves it up instantly. So much faster. But check out cache locking. This is a huge deal. Imagine 1,000 people all asking for the same brand new thing at the exact same second. Instead of your server freaking out, cache locking makes sure only one request goes through, gets the content, and then NGINX serves that copy to everyone else. It's brilliant.
Okay, being fast is awesome, but if you're not secure, you've got a big, big problem. So let's talk security. This is where NGINX puts on its helmet and acts as your digital gatekeeper, protecting your app from all the craziness out there on the web.
All right, I'm just going to put a number on this screen. 4x. What do you think that means when we're talking about security? It's all about performance. The NGINX security module, their web application firewall, is up to 4 times faster than other popular options out there. Think about that. You get top-of-the-line security without slowing everything down. That's a massive win.
So how does it work? Well, at the most basic level, it can act like a bouncer at a club, checking IDs, or in this case, IP addresses. And it reads the rules from top to bottom. So first it says, okay, anyone from this internal network is allowed in. Then it sees the next rule, except for this one specific troublemaker. He's not getting in. And finally, the last rule just says, nope, nobody else gets in. Simple, right? But incredibly effective.
But let's be real, security today is way more than just checking IPs. And NGINX is totally on top of it. We're talking everything from basic passwords to validating JWTs, which are kind of like a high-tech, tamper-proof digital ID card for your users, all the way to plugging into big single sign-on systems. It's built for how we actually build apps today.
All right, for our last section, let's step into what the book calls the modern cloud kitchen. Because NGINX isn't just for old-school servers anymore. It's become a must-have ingredient for how we build and run software in the cloud today.
I mean, look at this list. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. It doesn't matter where you are. NGINX fits right in. And what's really, really important is its role in the world of containers. Docker and Kubernetes. That's where so much of the future is, and NGINX is right there in the middle of it all.
And speaking of Kubernetes, this is a big one. In the Kubernetes world, the NGINX Ingress Controller is basically the front desk and the main entrance for your entire application. It's the one single point that every request has to go through, and its job is to figure out exactly where to send that traffic. It's not just a nice-to-have, it's an absolutely essential piece of the puzzle.
So when you put it all together, it's pretty clear, right? NGINX is so much more than just a simple web server. It's your traffic director, your security guard, your performance booster. It's the gatekeeper for the modern web. It's the thing that makes sure everything just works. Which really only leaves one question for you. Is your front door built for what's coming next?